What hot tip do I have for you? This gun in my hand. Zildjian, indisputable hero by virtue of the fact that he carries a gun, enters the Umberto Eco conference room inside the Grotto Club. Wordsmith! Roberto, I came as soon as I heard about the Newsy duel. Why are these kids facing off? Is it some kind of turf war between newspaper sellers?
It's not that kind of duel, Falk. It's more like a contest to see who has the best gossip. It's a duel that's newsy, not a duel between newsies.
Someone challenged you to a gossip contest. Must be somebody new in town. Who is this fool?
It's got me rattled. Falk, you know I'm usually a confident guy, right?
Sure, to the point of annoyance.
Today I might have met my match.
What? Don't tell me this punk has you running scared.
If I'm gonna win this, I need the referee to be someone I can trust. That's why I put the call out to you. Will you be master of ceremonies for us?
I guess so. The only other crime happening around Parabellum City today was a teenage girl painting graffiti on the wall of an abandoned warehouse. Rich people can pollute the landscape with billboards and stale gray office buildings as much as they want, but poor people can only display their art if they find a rich benefactor. Who can blame them for...
Yeah, you convinced me. Back to the referee thing. We agreed on some questions ahead of time. Here's something you'll need to do the job.
This gun in my hand?
No, these index cards with questions on them. Why do you always assume... Never mind.
Who's your opponent? Who are all these kids?
They're irregulars. Street kids hired as lookouts or investigators by crime fighters. Cheaper than hiring a pro. Plus they can hide in plain sight. People look for grown men tailing them. They don't notice a grubby kid because there's always some of them around.
I've heard of the concept. What's their interest in your news quiz contest?
They're a big part of the street information economy. Sometimes they bring us news items and we pay for it. Some are here today so they can report the results back to their bosses.
I can't believe there are so many of them.
That bunch leaning near the radiator are the Baker Road irregulars. The Blue Blazer irregulars are next to the snack table. It was a snack table before they wiped it out. Those ones work for the Shade or the Phantasm.
I can see why they'd wolf down the snacks right away. When's the last time they've eaten? Some of them are in rags. Why do heroes take part in this? It's a clear violation of child labor laws.
Yeah, but if you tried to apply child labor laws, the crime fighters wouldn't be able to afford all of them, so some of the kids would be out of work. How else are they going to make money?
That's the same bad argument people use against any labor law. We shouldn't expect kids to crawl in coal mines or work in sweatshops to survive. We should have a social safety net.
Here we go again. Tell it to Roosevelt.
He's doing what he can. Tell it to Congress and the Supreme Court.
Hey, Ref, are we going to have a duel here? Are you just going to talk politics and poke holes in the air with your finger?
All right. Roberto, which of these kids is your opponent today?
It's not them. It's her. See the lady in the severe gray blouse and tie?
Oh, the one all the kids are keeping their distance from?
That's the InforMatron.
She looks like she'll smack somebody with a ruler. See, that's what I've been telling you. What she's wearing fits her image and her nickname. You'd have better luck if you had a uniform. It doesn't have to be colorful or skin tight, just...
I'm in my shoeshine man clothes, like I always wear. A thick, shawl-collared beige sweater with dungarees.
I thought that kind of collar was called a cowl.
No, it's a shawl collar. Anyway, I don't want to attract too much attention. I gotta blend in a little bit so the regular schmoes don't realize there's superheroes and crime fighters coming to me for information all the time.
All right, you're right. Let's get this show on the road. Ma'am, my name is Falk Zildjian. I understand you're here to have some kind of trivia contest with the Wordsmith?
I certainly wouldn't call it trivia. We're proving our knowledge of local current events. I am known as the InforMatron. To my left is my assistant, Allie Catherine, acting as my second in this duel.
Pleased to meet you.
This isn't a duel to the death, is it? Just seeing who can answer the most questions? Nobody's staking their lives on the outcome, I hope?
We are staking our professional careers on the outcome. Word will spread quickly through our networks, and everyone in the city will know who has proven to be the most reliable source of information, streetwise.
Mr. Falk, hey, it's 3-1 in favor of Wordsmith. You want a piece of the action?
No, I gotta stay impartial. You two ready?
Shh.
Yes.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Should we have you shake hands in the middle and step back to your corners?
I don't think we need to follow the conventions of boxing.
Okay, first question. Who goes first?
She won the coin toss and said she wants me to take the first response to every question.
Great. First question. What's the most dangerous organization in Parabellum City?
There's a new bunch that calls themselves the Legion of Vinegar, Villains, and Underghouls. Their abbreviation is LOVVU, pronounced LOVVU. They are made up of the former members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Villains, the Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Fellas, and the Apple Cider Vinegar Consortium.
Wrong. LOVVU is having growing pains. They're weaker than their original separate groups were, and they're likely to remain that way. The most dangerous organization in Parabellum City right now is a group of skilled burglars known as the Restless Yegs. They break into the headquarters of various criminal organizations, leaving clues to make it look like other villains are responsible. They're on the verge of instigating a war between the crime families.
She's right. On the surface, LOVVU appears to be dangerous, but they are on shaky ground. And I was discounting the Restless Yegs as common burglars. The first point should go to InforMatron.
Settle down, everybody. Question 2. What's the most recent major criminal activity you're aware of in Parabellum City? Wordsmith?
1 hour ago, the vaudevillain kidnapped Mr. Martindale, owner of the pinball factory.
Roberto, why didn't you tell me about that?
You weren't around. The Screecher was right there when I heard about it, so I told him. He's taking care of it. I'm sure something else will turn up for you.
So you aren't aware of the bigger, more recent crime? My sources say the ambassador from Liechtenstein was robbed of his attaché case only 3 minutes ago. If the papers in that case get into the wrong hands, it could mean a calamity across all of Europe.
Europe's already kind of tense for other reasons lately.
This could be the event that sets off another great war.
You think this event is worse than the annexation of the Sudetenland?
Quite possibly worse, yes.
Let's set aside the question of whether this counts as a major criminal activity. Falk arrived 5 minutes ago. We were waiting for him at least 10 minutes before that.
12.
So how could you possibly have heard of some crime that happened 3 minutes ago?
My colleague Ali Catherine was monitoring the police channel on the wireless.
That's cheating!
Why would that be cheating? Do you think criminals tie one arm behind their backs to work within our rules? We have to acquire information any way we can and share it as quickly as we can.
I mean the rules of this Newsy duel.
Roberto, I don't think you've got a good case. If you didn't agree to a rule like that before the duel started, then she's not breaking any rules.
Fine.
This gun in my hand will return after this message in your ear.
Hello, my name's Tony, and I'm the host of God Chat with God and Tony. On this podcast, I chat to God, the creator of the universe. Each episode, God and I discuss important matters. In God Broth, God shares some of his cooking tips. We also find out what's in God's will when he finally dies, in God's will. You also get a chance to ask the Lord a question in AGA, or ask God anything. If I'm being honest, it's not very good, but it may make you smile.
Oh, it's not that bad, Tony.
Shut up, God, I'm talking now. It's my podcast.
All right, Tony, don't get your knickers in a twist.
Anyway, if you're in the market for an awful podcast with me talking to God for 20 minutes each episode, then Google God Chat with God and Tony. Thanks then.
Fighting crime can be such a bother. There's the training, gathering weapons and equipment, building a secret hideout, all the staffing headaches with your sidekick or hired muscle, sewing your own costume or mask. After all that, you have to put in the legwork to track down criminals. But not anymore. Let me do your legwork. Hello, I'm the InforMatron, and my organization can bring discipline to your information gathering. Subscribing to my service will take your crime fighting to the next level, head and shoulders above the rest. Silver-level subscribers receive regular dispatches of words on the street. Gold-level subscribers have access to the Gutter Snipes, my army of vetted and bonded street children who gather information from the street and convey it directly to you. Platinum subscribers get all this, plus the use of InforMatron, my revolutionary analytic machine that extrapolates from all the knowledge in its InfoMatrix and outputs solid strategies to stop crime. Because of the discreet nature of the information business, I can't give you an address or phone number at which you can contact me. But tell your friends you're thinking of hiring my team. Word will get around and we'll make contact with you. Don't let your hate run. Try the InforMatron.
We now return to Newsy Duel, episode 49 of This Gun in My Hand. After 10 questions, the contest is at a stalemate. 5 points have gone to the Wordsmith and 5 to the InforMatron. Settle down. The 11th and final question. It's common knowledge that our referee uses the name Falk Zildjian for his public persona as a crime fighter. What is... No, you're not answering this question. I won't ask it.
Spit it out, Falk. This wasn't one of the questions we agreed to before the duel.
I added this new question at the last moment. Are you admitting you can't answer it?
I won't ask it.
What is the question?
Falk Zildjian is a nom de guerre. He hides his true secret identity. What is his real name?
If either of you answer this correctly, you're betraying me. You'll destroy me.
Now wait, think about it. Each of us will whisper the answer in your ear, and you can confirm for the audience which of us is correct.
No.
Come now, Mr. Zildjian. If we already know the correct answer, and if we intended to use it against you, it wouldn't matter if you denied it.
It's okay, Falk. As much as I want the InforMatron to lose, I know you can trust her as much as you trust me.
I hate the position you're putting me in. You promise you won't tell anyone?
I promise.
I promise.
Fine. Wordsmith, you first.
Falk Zildjian.
No, it's not Falk Zildjian. I've told dozens of interviewers and criminals and average citizens. Falk Zildjian is not my real name. Why would you still guess that?
Because you never sound convincing when you deny it. If it was your real name, you would deny it now like you deny it every other time.
It's not my real name. Next.
If I lose the duel, my credibility as an information source will be destroyed. It's hard enough for a woman to gather clients from...
How long could it possibly be? Does it include every surname of your maternal and paternal forebears going back 14 generations?
InforMatron was correct. With 6 out of 11 questions, she wins the duel.
Hey up. Look at him, he's collapsing to his knees.
I don't know which is more compelling, your raw knowledge of the streets or your ability to overcome all obstacles.
There's nothing to be ashamed of, Roberto. Stand up.
You misunderstand why I'm on my knees. InforMatron, Jenny,
How do you know my real name?
will you marry me?
What?
You're not just saying this to get me on your side? To gain my knowledge and resources? I'm not much to look at, and frankly I have a long rap sheet with the fashion police.
I'm aware of the self-deprecating line you put in your theme song, and I don't agree with it.
Which line?
Modest in the bodice, but she got much facts.
Oh,
Your eyes are pretty nice, too.
that's just my glasses.
Will you?
Yes, contingent upon negotiation of some finer details and a reasonable engagement period.
Everyone, thanks for coming. Please spread the word that we're teaming up permanent-like. Now, we'll need some time alone if you don't mind. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Good seeing you.
I feel like I should add matchmaker to my resume, but I didn't have much to do with it. Congratulations, Roberto. It's been quite an experience meeting you, Miss, InforMatron.
And you, Mr. Zildjian.
We're alone now. I have to know. What's Falk's real name?
I have no idea.
What?
I told him if I lost the duel, my credibility as an information source would be destroyed. It's hard enough for a woman to gather clients in the male-dominated world of crime fighters. They certainly wouldn't let me recover my position if I lost today. But if I won the duel, then you and I would team up. Falk and the other crime fighters of Parabellum City would gain the benefit of our combined information services. I hadn't calculated that you'd want to team up in quite this way, but I'm not averse to it.
So you only answered 5 out of 11 correct?
And you only answered 5 out of 11 correctly, so we tied.
You cheated! He ruled in your favor when you didn't deserve it.
Do you really object to this outcome?
No, I guess I'm not that much of a stickler for rules. Do you want to meet up later for dinner, if you don't have plans? I gotta go see a man about an engagement ring.
Here's the ring you can give me. I keep it on hand for just such an occasion.
Prepared for everything. You are amazing. Do you want to make out or something?
Indeed.
Gross! Get a room!
I thought I told you kids to clear out.
That's my assistant, Allie Catherine. Who can blame her for wanting to be near her mother figure? Alley Cat, would you mind giving us a few moments?
You seem like an okay guy, Mr. Zapata, Wordsmith, but if you hurt her, let's just say I've been designing claws for a costume that would fit my image and my nickname.
I'm glad to hear you're such a loyal sidekick.
Assistant.
Right.
He won't hurt me, and I won't hurt him, Allie Catherine. Certainly not without consent.
Grouse! I'm leaving. Holler if you need me.
I will specifically call your name if I need you. Assume any other hollering that occurs is not an invitation to burst into the room.
Grouse! 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 Sentinel X3 paper. The InforMatron wins Newsy Duel and wins Wordsmith's heart. Watch the society pages in coming weeks for details about the wedding. Emerald Ashmore still at large. Sentinel X3 paper.
Newsy Duel, episode 49 of This Gun in My Hand, was printed, published, and tossed in your bushes by Rob Northrup. This episode and all others are available on YouTube with automatically generated closed captions of dialogue. Visit thisguninmyhand.blogspot.com for credits, show notes, information on how to subscribe, and to buy my books, such as Little Heist in the Big Woods and Other Revisionist Atrocities. In the first 48 episodes, I've created fake commercials or used old radio commercials. The one for God Chat was an actual promo for an actual podcast, which you should listen to. How do I get the best information? This gun in my hand.